Specific knowledge is built through repeated time, energy, and focus towards a certain goal or in a certain subject, in a certain industry, right? You're not going to gain specific knowledge by trying 500 different things at once and doing them for only a short duration of time. You need to spend a large amount of focus on one task, one action, one area of focus. A quote that really sticks out to me and that has kind of come up and repeated itself in my head a couple different times now is the idea of just being busy. Are you good at just being busy? Doing a bunch of small different tasks that when you look back and you didn't even really put your all into those efforts, then you kind of just look back and you're like, what was I really doing with my life, right? Just trying to be a rapper on the side, trying to play basketball and go pro or something like that, all at the same time as doing school and joining clubs and doing a whole bunch of extra shit and just adding all this different stuff on your plate. How do you think you're ever going to really be good at anything, right? You'll be decent at a wide variety of different things, which could be good for maybe starting conversation with random people, because you'll have a lot of different things that you will have tried and had a whole bunch of different experiences, but you'll never really be great at any one thing, which is kind of like a rough feeling, right? Especially if you have this perception of yourself, or you have this identity that you believe that you're somebody who can accomplish greatness or who can really excel and exceed at certain things. But if you don't ever allow yourself the time or the energy to focus on a certain thing and direct all that time and attention towards one specific goal to develop that specialized knowledge, it's kind of just like gonna go back and you're gonna be like, where did I spend my time? Or what did I even spend my time doing throughout the past couple years of my life when I was just trying all these random different things? And not to say that you won't be grateful for those experiences and having those short little bursts of energy towards small little projects or short sprints, but when you kind of look back at the totality of your life, I think, or this is how I believe, is I'd want something to look back and be proud on. And I'm not really going to look back and be proud about like a few certain small things that I only have this much to show for it, right? You want to have something where you can look back on it and be like, wow, this is something that I achieved. This is something that I have accomplished and I've spent my life's work trying to get towards. And you can't, that, like, with that comes specialized knowledge, which is where I can kind of understand now where people are saying to specialize in a certain thing, and not in the sense of specialize in a major in school when you're studying, or specialize your specific skill set to get a job, to be a doctor, to be an engineer, to be a lawyer. Even though that, I don't know, I've heard arguments for both sides of specializing for a job, but that's not really even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about more in terms of specialized knowledge towards the direction of your life and what you want to spend your time doing, right? If you just keep saying, yeah, this kind of goes back to my video a couple weeks ago about saying no to things when you know it's not necessarily what you want to do. And I guess that kind of comes after the phase where you have tried a whole bunch of different things, so you know what's your cup of tea and what might just be a waste of time. So yeah, I guess you do have to go through a phase of trying small different things and doing short sprints, short bursts of energy towards different things that you might enjoy to figure out what you do like. But then once you kind of understand, like, I think you know by now, if you've gone through that phase of trying out a bunch of different things, you kind of know where you want to prioritize your time, where you want to spend your focus. And maybe I'm being a little bit of a hypocrite right now because I'm not following my own advice. But even if you do, as I have said, and drill down into what you want to do, or if you haven't done that, I guess is what I'm trying to talk to and speak to, because that's the situation that I'm in. There is a method of drilling down and focusing in on the things that you have chosen, and out of the many different options that you have in your hand and the tasks that you've kind of set for yourself, by agreeing to so many different things, you can drill down and prioritize and be like, okay, out of these 10 things that I'm having to deal with, I can choose 2 to 3 that I really want to focus on and really want to put my all into. Because there's no shot you have time or energy or the mental bandwidth to focus on 10 different things and put your absolute all into each of them, right? I think that's a well-known kind of fact. Even somebody like David Goggins would say that you can't do 10 things at once. You have to focus on a select 1, 2, or 3 tasks to really put your all into. And that's kind of the point that I'm getting to right now, is out of the mountain of stuff that I've piled onto my plate, I'm trying to figure out which ones I'm willing to keep and actually dedicate my time to. And it's because I've always been the kind of guy to finish all the food on my plate, which is making me really want to try to keep all these different priorities and juggle them, keep them all in the air at the same time. But I kind of just have to recognize that it's not very feasible, not sustainable, at least for the long term. And maybe that's part of my reasoning for being okay with that, is because it's only like 1 more year in college, and then I can really sit down and focus on the things that I want to. But that's like more particular to my situation. But hopefully this helped developing specific knowledge in the sense of the direction of your life and where you want to take it. Really important stuff to not just always be, unless you want to like aimlessly walk through life and never figure out what you want to do after you've went through that phase of trying a whole bunch of different stuff. But if you've already gone through that and you know that there are certain things that you need to prioritize in your life, but you still sign up for random stuff and keep adding stuff to your plate, then, you know, it's just going to leave you feeling empty at the end of the day. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Remember to stay on target.